Hi there, my name is Segun Aderibibe and I welcome you to this session titled The Types of Entrepreneurs. In the last lesson, we talked about identifying and evaluating business ideas, and I hope you carried out the exercises in that workbook. Now, talking about the types of entrepreneurs, there are various schools of thought. There's a school of thought that says there are 9 types. There's a school of thought that says there are 7 types. And there's a school of thought that says there are 6 types. But I believe there are just 3 types of entrepreneurs. The first type of entrepreneur are those I call innovators. So I call them innovator entrepreneurs. Who are these people? They are disruptors in the industry who come up with, completely new ideas and turn them into viable businesses. These innovators have pros and cons. And at least there are 3 pros and 3 cons, right? For innovators entrepreneur, the first advantage or pro is that there is a little competition. The second one is that they can create the rules and set the tone in the industry. And the third advantage that they have is that they can make a whole lot of money. In fact, they can clean out. Why? Because there's little or no competition. However, there are also some cons to being an innovator entrepreneur, which includes 1, facing a lot of resistance due to what is obtainable, what is the norm, bringing a deviation from the norm. It faces a lot of resistance. Secondly, it requires a huge capital. And lastly, it could be very risky because if it fails, that's a whole lot of money going down the drain. The second type of entrepreneurs are the imitators. So I call them imitator entrepreneur. Now, there's nothing bad in being an imitator entrepreneur, so as long as you put some tweaks around it, right? So imitators entrepreneurs simply duplicate an existing business model and add a few tweaks here and there. And they improve on these products and services better to make them more profitable. Imitators have a lot of belief in their tweaks and are determined to make it work. They gain upper hand in the market by these tweaks. Of course, they also have their pros and cons. For example, easy business blueprint setup is one of the advantages. There's a business that already exists. All they need to do is duplicate it, right? Number 2, they learn from mistakes of the existing competitors. So they see there's an existing business model, they imitate it, but they don't also imitate their mistakes. They only leverage on those mistakes and bring in a better service or a better product at the weakness of the competitor. Third advantage is that they can benchmark their performance against the originators. However, they also have their disadvantages. 1, it may face resistance due to the norm as well, because people are already used to the branded one, the known one, the originators. So bringing an imitation can be a disadvantage. It will be like copycat. Secondly, the tweaks of the entrepreneurs that has been adopted to make their own outfit or their own venture different can easily and quickly be adopted by the originators. So before you know it, they can be out of business again. Now, the third type of entrepreneurs are those I call the investors, investor entrepreneur. These ones, they are commonly called the buyer entrepreneur. They depend on their wealth or fortune and elsewhere to buy over a promising business. Then they make any management or structural changes that they feel necessary. Their goal is to grow the business, they acquire and expand their profits. Now, the advantages of being an investor entrepreneur is that you are buying an already established venture, right? So you're not looking for customers, you are not just starting out, you already have an existing market, you have an existing product. All you are doing is buying up that business. Secondly, because there are ready-made customers, there's every tendency that you're going to be making profit. You already know the profit that was made last year, or 2 years ago, or 3 years ago. You are not just starting out. So you have clarity into, the business venture in terms of numbers. And thirdly, you can focus on, acquiring more products or services that can be plugged into that business. That means increasing your line of business. However, there are also risks to being an investor entrepreneur. And this risk could be very pricey sometimes. For example, you could actually be buying a business whose books has been cooked up. So it could be a risky business, right? 2, it also comes at a huge cost to actually acquire an upwardly mobile business. So you really have to pay through your nose. So to summarize, we are saying there are 3 types of entrepreneurs: the innovator entrepreneur, the imitator entrepreneur, and the investor entrepreneur. Which type are you? Where do you want to start from? You really need to know where you want to start from. And on this note, I would like to conclude with this session with a quote that says, "All our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them." Thank you.